there you are, sweet baby angel, and here I am with an announcement that Rishi has also been sliding into my DMs with a picture that's clearly from years ago. Doesn't look like that now.
It's train crash made, I can't look away. Shut up, press play on 90 Day Fiancé. 90 Day Fiancé. 90 days.
Hello, I'm Wilko, the guy who rehashes reality, and welcome to Wilko Rehashed. Before we get to 2024, we need 24,000 subscribers on this channel, or they'll just shut my YouTube down. Don't look it up. That's exactly what's going to happen. So make sure you do it. Subscribe now. Give it a thumbs up. So many people watch and don't give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Like, do one or the other, you know? And comment below with all of your thoughts, feelings, and musings on 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Plus, if you really want to support, you can give me a super thanks. It's a little love heart. It's just under the video. Tap it. Thank me. All right, we're going to get into episode 9. I'm inching closer and closer to the end, just like Rishi is inching closer to the cow to get some milk.
I did not turn in my license plates. I was supposed to do this on the way to the airport. Do they even have mailboxes in the Dominican Republic? Like, I don't know. I gotta figure that out.
Shady.
Everything is all over the place. I haven't really had time to settle in. This is a nice apartment. I'm very happy with how clean it is. I never saw this apartment before moving into it. I don't know if Johan and I can live here long term.
I don't know if you and Johan can live together long term. Period. Listen, Danielle, you shady little thing, you must be able to post things to and from DR, okay? And also, don't be so shady. You decided to move there because you loved it so much, so calm down. And maybe she should really get those plates back in New York, you know? She doesn't want to be in any more trouble with government authorities.
Baba uses a series of tools, like knots in a chain. So however the chain falls, that's going to determine what advice Baba is going to give to Johan.
It says that he came in his world with a crown on his head.
Oh, we love
Y Fa habla que tiene que tener mucho cuidado con su garganta.
Los consejos que me da Baba son algo raro.
¿Qué? ¿Qué es tu cara? ¿Qué tú piensas de Baba?
Cayó bien, pero cada persona tiene diferente religión.
Yeah, gotta be really careful with that throat, Johan. I would have thought that, like, maybe because Danielle's gonna, like, choke you one night, but the height difference is big, so I don't know if she could ever really reach there. But while you're sleeping, keep one eye open. Again, on this channel, each to their own. Everybody is allowed to believe in whatever faith they want to believe in as long as it's not hurting someone else. But I do not believe. And it seems like Johan doesn't believe that dropping some knots down and seeing it fall and apparently it says something. He seems to not believe that stuff either. But I was actually surprised at his response during this. Maybe because it was like a compliment sandwich. Like it started really positive with, Johan, I'm getting this vibe that you're a king, you know, you were born with a crown. And he was like, okay, I like this. And then the negative would have been, watch your throat, watch the things that you put in your mouth because you could choke. But I'm actually shook that he said he enjoyed Baba.
¿Tú quieres una religión?
Tengo una religión. Mi religión está aquí.
So tú no.
No le oro a Dios y le pido a Dios. Estaba pensando en que yo iba a aceptar su religión así. Tú eres feliz con tu religión, yo soy feliz con la mía.
Yeah, she seems really disappointed that he's not going to, after one sit down with Baba, she's going to convert him entirely. I don't know why she thought that that was going to happen. He's never seemed into it. Remember that time he went into the shop where they had to get all the oils and stuff? He openly calls her a witch in public. Oh.
Dios.
Bienvenida a República Dominicana. Hay que pagarle la luz.
¿Tú necesitas pagar? You didn't pay for the light?
Tú necesitas.
Love and marriage, love and marriage. So they move into this place and Johan just didn't pay the electricity bill. You're gonna have to do it, mate. Danielle, you know that you're going to have to pay for all the things. You know this. I don't know why you're under any illusion that it's going to happen otherwise. He's running the butcher's shop. Obviously, Danielle has a meltdown in regards to who her husband is. And I don't know why she's so shocked. She got married to this guy so quickly. They're only now about to rack up 1 year being together. And really, how much time have they spent together? You cannot be surprised that this man didn't pay the electricity bill. Also didn't even tell you that you needed to. None of this should be shocking to you by now. So many of us, when we get into relationships, we think, oh, we can fix them. I don't know if you can fix Johan.
I need to breathe for a second. This is not how I wanted my life in Dominican Republic to begin.
What did you think was gonna happen? Oh, sweet baby angel. Bring it in. Actually, bring it in. I want to know the space between you meeting your current partner and you maybe getting married to them. What was the span of time? And are you still together? Because this is insanity.
I'm not Mahmoud. I come for you, not for Mahmoud. You are one of our family, not just foreigner or like this. Never. You now become sister. Anything make you angry, you tell me. I need to fix this problem. Calm down. What happened?
It's been just picking at me and all the rules, and like it just doesn't like let me be myself ever, or like it's just like.
But I know Mahmoud is a very good guy, wallah. I know. His mind may be a little small.
Trust your brother. He's a good guy, but he's just very, very, very stupid. I think it's really sweet that Mahmoud's brother has decided to come to the pool, the hotel near the pool, so he can try and sort out this ridiculous relationship. He is absolutely not going to succeed, but it is nice that at least he's trying. And I guess he can relate in a lot of ways, considering that he also married a foreigner. But they're having the same arguments time and time again. And I actually did see one of the comments say that it's not in the Quran that she must cover her face. I'm not saying that she has to cover her face or she has to do anything that Mahmoud says. What I was suggesting in one of the last videos was that if you're going to go to his family's place and that's what they expect, then I feel like it's insensitive not to do that. But I'm all for her just like living her life and maybe just not being Muslim anymore. That seems like the best choice. Go back to what she was doing previously.
I ask him to come. I ask you.
I don't know if you should come back.
I wait for you and go home together. This is first girlfriend, first wife. You have no experience.
I still mad at her about what she did to me.
Say hi
What she
to
did
my
to
wife.
you?
Little guy.
Just say hi to your wife.
What?
Say hi to your wife.
Why didn't you say that to your husband?
Hi.
Hi.
See, this bullshit little game where he didn't even say hi first. He was like, well, why don't you say hi to your husband? Like, she needs to kiss the ring at all times. This is toxic behavior. Take away that he's from Egypt. Take away his faith being a Muslim. Like, this is toxic bullshit. And the only reason she pulled away from him was because he grabbed her. I'm not saying that she's not intolerable. She is ridiculous. She shouldn't be there. She doesn't want to live in Egypt. She doesn't really look like she wants to learn the language. She doesn't really seem like she wants to be Muslim, but she's doing all these things. Why, I'm not really sure. But there is zero compromise with this guy. None. Zilch.
Getting mad for no reason.
I didn't say something bad. When you freaked out
Apparently
and
you
you go
did.
around everywhere, punching me at the street.
Oh, you pushed me at the street. Oh, my masculinity. It's so hurt because I grabbed your arm and you pushed me. Oh, how she's not bringing up right now that you grabbed me. You don't get to touch me unless I consent. But again, no matter what side you're on, I'm on neither. Both of them are just so toxic, it needs to wrap up immediately. I do like that the brother is trying to build a sense of community in the family to try and make her feel comfortable. That at least seems super sweet. And his brothers have mentioned before that Mahmoud is the youngest. He is treated like the youngest and essentially has been kissed on the dick by a fairy. You've not heard that saying? My nan loves saying that. That essentially means you've been blessed with good luck. In the gay scene, being kissed on the dick by a fairy is just a real usual thing.
You want to stay with me as a husband and wife? I love that. And I want that.
There's only room for this person that you want to be in a relationship instead of the person you are in a relationship with.
No, my love.
I mean, I would like to wear a shorter sleeve.
Like,
just
no,
like done with that.
you
Like,
don't
it's
like that.
ridiculous. Like, let me have some a little freedom. Like
More
be
freedom more
free,
than any
crazy.
wife I can have.
Yeah, Nicole, you've got the most freedom than any wife that he could have. Out of all of them that he could have had, you get the most freedom. He blatantly, I don't know if it's a communication breakdown, but he blatantly just lied there where he said she doesn't want to have less layers on. Wait, Mahmoud, have you ever listened to a word that she said? That's the entire thing. That's all 9 episodes. I don't know why he wants to be with her because all he wants is a submissive. That's it. He just wants a little submissive to completely cover her body, probably just see her eyes. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that he wants something because to me, sub life forever.
So I changed some things, all right, that weren't making me happy, all right? Accept it or not.
You know, about clothes, I'm never gonna change my mind.
Okay, well, I'm never gonna change my mind either. So I don't know what you wanna do about that. Your choice, I'm not gonna change.
I'm not going to accept.
Okay, well, then it's done.
Okay, I'm not going to force you to stay with me if you don't want to meet.
So here's the thing. Weirdly, she does want you. She just doesn't want all the rules and regulations that go with being with you. So I guess in turn, maybe she doesn't want you because you are your rules. I would lose my mind if I, with a partner, was having the same arguments day after day. Who wants that life? Do people want to sit in that life? Is it a kink? I don't get it.
You're not gonna change, I'm not gonna change, we don't work, I'm going home.
Okay. I'm just like, I back to take you to home, just it. So, you wanna go back home?
I wanna get my stuff, yeah.
Okay, let's go home.
That's what I wanna do. Then to the airport.
I will let her go.
Famous last words. There is no way that you're just going to let her go. For whatever reason, you want her to be a submissive. Weird that you want that considering she really doesn't want to be a submissive. But maybe it's hotter for you because she doesn't want to conform and then when she eventually does, you're like, yeah, got her. Speaking of a storyline that's been like flogging a dead horse the entire time, Gabe has wanted to tell Isabel's parents that he is trans and he's done it.
I just came out to Isabel's parents and I don't know what to think right now.
Or what would you like to know?
Todo. Toda la historia con más detalles.
So I have been transitioning for 10 years. For all my life, I felt like I wasn't who I am and I didn't feel like I was a woman. I'm still who I am. It's just I want you to see who I really am.
Me dejaste sin palabras y nos tienen mucha ansiedad.
La forma de la gente ser honesta. Conocemos a Gabriel en este momento. Está desde adentro, más no lo que está afuera. ¿Cierto?
Sí.
Oh, well, that's sweet. I actually didn't expect that response. Look, we're still waiting on what Dad's going to say, but Mum at least has the right idea. All of that other shit doesn't matter. Are you a good person? Yep, then great. And that's how everyone should live their life. Are they a good person? If the answer is yes, then nothing else matters. As long as they're not hurting anyone, who cares? Religion or not?
Y eso no hace que cambie ni mi amistad, ni mis sentimientos hacia ustedes, hacia usted sobre todo, Gabriel. No somos perfectos, pero hay otras situaciones que nunca escogimos aceptar y seguir adelante.
Oh, okay. I also agree with that. We don't know what situations life is going to put us in. We can't control all of them. All we can do is try to be our happiest, best version of ourselves. And if that's what Gabe's doing, which at least it seems to me on the screen that Gabe's doing that, then who could sit there and judge him for it? I really needed to not see someone say awful things and then use religion as a shield to say all those awful things and throw those judgments. So that's good. I'm really nice. It's a nice moment for today.
Dios me ha enseñado que yo no debo juzgar a nadie porque el único que juzga es Él. Mi casa está abierta para usted.
Oh. Okay, well, he's just done a one-handed hug. So, you know, he's still processing. Give him time. And that's got to be a lot. That's got to be a lot for not only people who believe in particular religions, but also people of a certain age. I got to admit, there's some older people in my life, you know, directly related to me and not my choice. And they just think a really archaic way.
It's been almost 3 months since I came back to Oklahoma. My life feels like it's on hold here.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh,
I'm going back to India in a few weeks.
Again, like, you're not feeling the long distance thing, and you need to go and see him again.
And we still don't truly know what he's doing over there.
When I reached out to Rishi, and he was hitting on me. He sent me a photo of him with his shirt off.
Wait, when was this?
This is right before you went to go see him. You know, I try to give you advice, and you don't take it.
Oh my God.
Rishi.
I don't know why he would send that. I genuinely am just disgusted.
That's so gross. Don't go sending pics. Rishi, I don't know the context or what they were asking for, but that pic isn't currently you. So if you are trying to, it's not called catfishing, but what's the name? There is a name for using older pics of yourself to lure in people, even though you may not currently look like that. What's that called? Because that's what Rishi's doing. Look, it's a great pic, and I guess it already lives on his social media because we saw it at the start of the series, but I don't know, for you to send it, it seems real sus, mate. It depends where Jen's line is, which seems like, you know, you've crossed her line a few times. But I would be questioning what the fuck is going on.
I told him I was going to be in Jaipur visiting and that I was a model. And he was basically hitting on me. We were making plans to meet somewhere. And then I think he realized that we're friends and he blocked me.
How did he realize? Were you using different pictures or were you just using your own pictures and calling yourself a model? So, you know, essentially it was just the tip. They almost made plans to catch up and then Rishi, you know, maybe smelled that he was being tricked and somehow this whole thing is a little bit confusing. They almost made plans and then he kind of figured out that it was Jen's friend. Like, how did he kind of figure all this stuff out? Show us receipts. We want to read the whole message. Don't show us bits and pieces. Because I don't trust this one. And me saying that isn't saying that I trust Rishi either.
I have doubts now. It does look suspicious, and I get that.
No shit.
But at this point, I can't just end the relationship. It's just not that easy.
It's kind of easy. You pick up your phone, you go, hey, thanks for the good times with the milking of the cow. You're dumped. I get it. She's emotionally invested, but at least call him and clarify with him what the fuck and get some explanations out of him in regards to this interaction before you fly back there.
Two little kids.
Neither of us want to change.
No, you're angry, he's angry. No need to talk about
You're
something
always
make
so
you
angry.
The lady's talking now. When you come down and we come down, everything will fix it.
It
I tell
won't.
you, she's queen here. So you shall say sorry to her. Stay and say sorry to her. Stand up and say sorry to her. Yeah? Now.
Okay, I'm sorry, honey.
You better really be sorry right now.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I think I figured it out, guys. Nicole loves the toxicity. She loves it. The way she pointed her finger, the way she got to reprimand him and be a little bit dominant for a second and he had to say sorry and she loves it. And it means nothing now because it's just words. Sorry, my love. I'm sorry, my love. Sorry, my love. I won't do that again. My love, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my love. Like, how many times can you say this? It means nothing now, Mahmoud. I love you, brother. He's right. You are two little children. The sad part is one of you is 38. He is completely wrong, though. Calming down will not fix the situation at all. It just kind of like tucks it back under the rug for a while, but not even like good under the rug where we won't find it for a little bit. Just like we can still see the edge of it hanging outside of the rug.
My dress is my mom's dress. She wore when she married my dad. Jamie makes me happy.
Whoa, that's
She's
a dress.
who I want to be with. Look how beautiful.
Should we
It
have
is so
altered it?
important for me to see my family watch us get married.
I've been to one like Zoom wedding over the internet because it was just, you know, really quick thing in another country and pretty much no one could make it. It was sort of around COVID time, so it was very tough to get there. And it was, I'm sure, a very special day for them. But for the people on Zoom, look, I'll just speak for myself. It was just so boring. I could barely hear anything. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not the type of person who's like, oh, I love weddings. It's just, they're just not for me. I love that my friends are happy. That's great. But they just don't sort of do anything for me. And generally I have to work. I'm always the MC. Always.
We had decided to do our wedding in Spanish. I don't need to hear the words that she is saying, and it is more special to me that way.
Sí, acepta. Pero no hay nada más que desee que hacer ese esfuerzo por ti. Te amo y quiero.
Yes. Ahora vas a leer tus compromisos.
And I will love you until my last breath.
Les presento a la nueva familia que se ha creado.
I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked that she went through with this. This is not where I saw the story going. I'm not saying that I'm completely buying into the whole happily ever after thing now that they've gotten hitched, but I'm really legitimately shocked. I know that people a lot of the times do sit down at weddings while it's all happening, but it just felt weird that there was like a table in the middle and the two guests were facing each other. And so it's just a weird setup. But good for them on their happy day. And for right now, they seem happy. But remember, it's a trap. These shows are where happiness goes to die. So we can't always have faith in any of those things. And I'm still waiting for more things to be added to Chris's list of cons.
En la noche, yo pensando, ¿es real o no?
It's obvio es real.
No sé.
He doesn't believe the
porque
parents.
Por mí, toda mi vida es muy difícil. Y tus padres es muy amable. Y es, ¿por qué? Pues yo es raro. Porque es mi primera vez, todo es bien.
Ellos te quieren, ellos te aceptan.
Pero no muchas personas aceptan yo.
Yeah, you can't blame Gabe for just expecting people to not accept him because that is more common than people accepting with open arms. And for her family, he probably just doesn't trust it. It is interesting that he's asking Isabel to probe further. I don't know, it's kind of like he wants a negative reaction. Look, if they've given you the green light and they've said, you know what, we're okay with it, and they're not, then that's on them. You've got a thumbs up, just move forward with your life.
ये सब बढ़िया है. Khushi has been my friend 3 or 4 years and we used to work together in the gym.
थक गए?
अरे बहुत दिनों बाद किया है.
It's just so funny. And there is literally zero wrong with Rishi's body. And this is not me shaming him whatsoever. It's just so interesting that he's sending such old pictures of himself. 2 girls who just message him on the internet. I guess for maybe some validation on what his body used to look like. Also, let's say you're on a dating app or Instagram and you got sent that picture. You would be looking at the lighting and be like, wow, that's like a really professional pic. You can't trust them. You always see the people in their best light.
वो अभी जब आ रही हैं वो हमेशा के लिए आ रही हैं यहाँ पे?
हाँ, मतलब हम दोनों शादी भी करेंगे.
मुझे तुम्हारी बात पे बिल्कुल यकीन नहीं.
ऐसा क्यों?
तुम तो अपनी फैमिली को ये बताया नहीं, तो इनफैक्ट मुझे भी बुरा लग रहा होगा.
Yeah, I'm with the friend. So his friend who has known him and worked with him for a long time doesn't buy this bullshit that he's not telling his family. Tell his family. Because if he's not doing that, then it's kind of like he's ready to bail at a moment's notice. Like Chris with this court proceeding that could pop up at any time. And this is his friend saying that.
तो क्या जैन तुम्हारा सच्चा प्यार है?
हाँ, मतलब of course.
तुम्हें पता है ना एकदम सच्चा प्यार मतलब?
हाँ, मतलब क्यों नहीं?
तुमने कभी उसको चीट नहीं किया?
नहीं.
तुम जाते हमारे साथ थे वो और वहाँ जाके तुम मतलब पूरी रात हमें नहीं मिलते हो, तुम कहाँ हो तो?
अरे तो रहता तो मैं वही हूँ.
हाँ, मतलब तुम लड़कियों के इर्द गिर्द हमेशा.
Suspect Rishi. And again, this is your friend. So your friend is being messy on the telly and I love it. She is saying, hey, when you go out with us, you go missing for a long time where we can't find you. And when we do find you, you're surrounded by women. Where do you go, Rishi? Who you sleeping with? Between these comments and you sending old pictures of yourself fully ripped and just with a towel draped over you, while being catfished, I'm questioning Rishi a lot now. More than the catfishing, a friend going, I don't know, it just seems weird that you haven't cheated on her. It seems like something you would do.
क्योंकि उतना टाइम वेस्ट करना ठीक नहीं है उसके लिए. तो उनमें से कभी कोई लड़की तुम्हें पसंद नहीं आई?
नहीं.
Or, and here's another narrative to think of, maybe Rishi's friend is interested and this is her way of blowing up his relationship. Possibly, you know what I mean? Because Rishi's so irresistible. You've seen that photo that he's sending to people on the internet? All right, the exhausting relationships continue. Mahmoud and Nicole are, trying to make it work and they're out on a bit of a social outing with his brother and sister-in-law. And we're getting a few more details as to what it was like when they first started dating, considering that he married a foreigner China and she also had to move to Egypt. And also the evolution to like what she wore in her life and how she acted and where she is now.
Before not have scarf.
No.
After coming here, because we live also maybe 3 or 4 years with her family in China, people look at me too much.
Yes.
But all people in Egypt, most have scarves, so this is easy.
Oh, that you? She know, I know.
They have secret now.
Oh, don't say that to Mahmoud. What, they have a secret and he can't know? That will piss him right the fuck off. Another argument pending. Okay, so in other countries like China, Mahmoud's sister-in-law did not wear the scarf. And that's more because that wasn't a common thing in China. But she does it now because it's more common. Okay, I guess each to their own, unless the rule isn't each to your own and it's just like do what your husband says you have to do. What I still don't get is what Mahmoud met and the photos that we saw of them when they were first together, and that's what he would have met in the fabric store in the way of Nicole. What was he thinking he was gonna get when they got married? Like he just thought that she was gonna instantly do all these things? Like that's that's crazy. She's from an entirely different country.
Before no drink.
Oh,
If you want to,
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Edible.
tequila. I love tequila.
Okay, so the brother's a bit of a bad boy too, even though he's not meant to, have a little bit of a tipple. And Mahmoud cannot believe that his brother has had a drink before. Scandalo.
Everybody make a mistake, no problem.
What the Like, are you serious?
Muslim, not angel.
Yeah, he's Muslim. He's not an angel. He's made mistakes. And yet it seems like that Mahmoud is the type of personality who expects everyone else to be perfect except for him. I think it's actually good that he found out that his brother isn't perfection either, except for us, sweet baby angel. You and I, you and I are angels. We're sweet baby angels. That's just what we are.
Gracias por traernos. Es lindo que pasemos tiempo juntos.
Tu madre es muy importante para mí. Y tú, y Miguel. Muy pronto yo quiero casarte con tu madre.
Oh, they love it.
Y ella sabe, ¿no?
No.
No.
Ella no sabe nada.
Ay.
Te amo mucho.
Muchas gracias por todo.
Oh, what a cute family. I want it to work out. Please let it work out. Please let it work out. Oh, so they're doing this cute little pottery thing. He's going to paint it on a plate and then he's going to propose to her. And oh, I don't know about you, sweet baby angel, but did you have a thing called Plaster Funhouse? When I was a kid, the thing to go to was called Plaster Funhouse. And it was just a shed and you would go there and you would pick your bit of plaster and you would paint it. It'd be like a character or something. But because of trademark purposes, it wasn't really a Disney character. It would be like close to a Disney character. So instead of like Snow White, you'd have like Ice White. Almost the same, but not. The Aldi version.
¿Tú qué opinarías de que de pronto Gabriel y yo de pronto nos casáramos o algo?
Sigan otro poquito.
Esperamos.
Sí, esperan otro poquito mejor y se van afianzando todavía mucho más.
Es el hombre del cual estoy enamorada y son mis papás.
Okay, so Mum didn't really give an answer either way as to if they were just pretending to be open-minded with Gabrielle being trans or if they really meant that it didn't change anything. So it's not like we got an answer to it, but she did say maybe wait a little bit longer, which I find interesting. I guess Gabe and her dad have to really have a chat, and I guess he wants to know more information before he makes his judgment.
Tú tienes que cambiar tu forma de expresarte. Tú te enojas de todo. Tienes que respirar.
Yo sé, es verdad. Tú no te gusta cuando tengo amigos es hombres, pero yo quiero que cambie eso.
A ti no te gusta yo tenga amigas mujeres.
No.
Entonces, okay.
Johan must have known it was a trap when she's like, we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary, so we should talk about some things. And maybe you should tell me what I need to work on. Like, what are my work-ons in this relationship? And the reason she started that chat was because, and the reason she was so cool with the things that he was saying, because normally she would fight that, even though he's totally right in saying that she blows up over everything. He is also extremely frustrating. But the reason that she started this whole, tell me my work-ons, is because she wanted to say, I also want to hang out with male friends and I want you to be cool with it. Oh, God, she's so see-through.
So mi amigo está aquí, en este país.
Who's his friend?
Talon.
Taylor.
Talon es mi amigo
Talon.
de Miami. Vivir en mi casa.
Porque tú tuviste novio.
Tengo relación en el pasado, sí. Él escribe a mí en Instagram.
And the other shoe has dropped. The real reason she wanted to bring this up wasn't just because she wanted to hang out with guys. She wanted to hang out with one guy specifically. Talon, which, okay, cool, that's a name. What a little bitch I am. Talon, who used to date Danielle and live with her, is in DR and she wants to catch up with him. Now, I'm not saying that this is romantic. It's probably not. At this stage, you would assume that Talon has said, I think that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed and it's gone all the way to DR and it's not mine anymore. So she probably just wants to be friends. Maybe Johan really doesn't like her having male friends.
We still keep in contact every once in a while to see how the other one is doing. Talon found out on social media that I was in the Dominican Republic, so he reached out and said that we should link up. Él quiere ir a un almuerzo con los dos.
Oh, conmigo.
Sí.
Quiero otra cerveza.
Well, they just said hang out. You don't have to have another beer. It's not a threesome instantly. You know, you could at least talk about it. Okay, so he wants to hang out with all of them. They're still friends and he wants to be friends. So I get it's weird sometimes and it's a thing that you have to get over, your own pride and all that shit in your own brain. But if it's all of you hanging out together, I don't see what the problem is. He wants to meet you and Daniel wants you to meet him. That's just what you do in relationships.
No me voy a sentir cómodo.
Tú puedes atentar, porque cuando una persona es importante a mí.
Que tú querías ver a tu amigo. ¿Tú te estás volviendo loco o qué? De verdad que me quillado con eso. ¿Tú estás loca? ¿En qué mundo tú vives?
No es loca mi país.
Tú eres una mujer casada. Tus amistades que tú tuviste relación, tú no puedes traerla a esta relación. Eso es mucha falta de respeto de tu parte.
Oh, fuck off. Oh my God, the toxic masculinity that comes out of this man regularly. I tell you what, he must think with his penis a lot, according to Danielle. It's not very smart penis either. It could be big, but it might not be very smart. Why are you so threatened that this guy wants to meet you? I don't know. It just seems like you don't have to rock the boat so much. She's not trying to bring someone else into the relationship. It's a friendship. She's not trying to bring it in and go, guess what? We're doing this brother show. Is that also on TLC? I watched one episode and I couldn't. It was just no. It's just.
What? I need to see that picture.
Oh my God.
Oh, absolutely not a freaking towel on. He doesn't even have pants on other than a towel, like he just got out of the shower. That's bull. Jennifer, that's not okay. You have to set firm boundaries where that's concerned. That's red flag.
It is. It's really like making me question everything.
And you're still flying there? I wouldn't be flying over there.
No! Oh my God, your sister is so level-headed. It's always the way in these shows. The best friend or the sibling is just so grounded in reality and the person in the show doesn't listen to a fucking word of it. Why didn't you speak to him before you decided to get on a plane to go back there? Speak to him about it. You're going to get there and you might not get the answer you want. I don't know what answer you're going to get. Like, really, how does he get out of this one? It was a joke. Lol. I knew it was her all along. Like, I don't know how he's going to get out of it. But your sister-in-law is absolutely right. And that's it for another episode of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. More trash, mess, and drama dropping with this show in particular and others tomorrow. I'll see you then.